Hi guys, I'm just going to be showing you how to make your Henri Matisse collage. Now, Henri Matisse was an artist from the 1920s, okay? He was one of the most influential artists of the 20th century along with Pablo Picasso, and he and his group of mates who created work in a similar style were known as the Fauvists. Now, Fauvism means wild beast, okay, and they considered Matisse and his following really wild because the work that they were creating at the time was really, really different to what else was going on at the time. So, as you can see here, I've got a few examples of some Matisse style. This is actually a Matisse artwork. Collage. He got to a point where he was so sick he didn't have the energy to paint anymore. So he had assistants paint paper for him, and he would cut it out and arrange it into these amazing scenes that he would sometimes call his paper gardens, okay? So what we're going to do to recreate our own version of Henri Matisse's work is you're going to get a piece of A3 white paper, and I want you to grab some tissue paper to start with, okay? So I've got a selection of colours here. Some of it's actually cut out into shapes already, but some of it's just torn up. What I want you to do is just start off by creating a background covered, not necessarily totally covered, but covered in tissue paper. Okay, so I've just glued a section here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of tear some of this up and create a background for my artwork, okay? I want to leave a little bit of white space in between. You don't have to fill it up. You can if you like, if you want your shapes of paper to meet. You'll notice that I'm using quite a bit of glue, okay? We've spoken about this before. For some reason, you guys never use enough glue, okay? You don't want this falling off. So I might get mine to meet up actually. So because I've got that triangle there, I'm going to use it just the way it is. Torn piece of pink. You'll notice what I'm doing is kind of trying to fill the space as best I can with what shapes I've already got. Bit more glue. I'm trying to create a little bit of contrast too, so I don't want it to be absolutely perfect. Okay, I've got this bit of black here that might look good there. Don't worry if they overlap a little bit. Bit more glue. Okay. Alright, so the background shouldn't take too long, but I do want you to consider the shapes and the colours of the paper you already have. Alright, if you want a bit of overlapping, that's fine. Don't forget to put a little bit more glue underneath the areas where there isn't going to be glue, obviously, like here. Might put that one there. Now I've got this bit of green and lucky last bit of orange. Okay, so I've got a background on there now. Now all I want you to do is to consider the types of shapes that Matisse would use in his artworks. He loved using these kind of organic plant shapes, okay, as well as zigzags and things. I want you to have a go at creating some of those on some scrap paper now. You can sketch. I've got a whole heap of paper here from the collage box. You can sketch on the back first if you would like, okay, and then cut out. It's up to you. If you feel confident enough to just go ahead and cut, that's also perfectly fine. If you do want to use the tracing and cutting method, please don't have visible grey lead on your artwork. Alright, so glue on the side that you draw on so that you don't end up with grey lead all over your artwork, okay? Now you've got a couple of lessons to do this, so plan it carefully. Think about the colours. Try and create some contrast. So don't go and put a blue shape over the top of a blue tissue paper background, okay? If you've got heaps of black in one particular section, don't put any more in there. Try and change up your colours and think really carefully about, you know, how this is going to look. So because I've got blue here, I ideally don't want to put blue too close to it. Okay, somewhere maybe from the midpoint onwards would be a good idea. Okay, I'm actually really liking the way that blue looks on top of the pink there. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on there. So plenty of glue. Okay, don't be afraid to overlap your shapes. And if you are going to sketch, like I said, make sure that you don't have visible grey lead marks on your artwork. All right, guys, good luck.